Hey guys, Drifter here. Today I have a short unboxing and review for you of Trigger Devils. This is a product that I have been using for a very long time now, and I'm finally ready to show it off. But before we get started, I do have a disclosure to make. This is not a sponsored video, not in the traditional sense. Rather, I am a co-owner of this company, very small percent, mind you. I'm not going to be retiring on Trigger Devil Island anytime soon, but I'm not getting paid for this. I'm just supporting the company that I have interest in, quite literally. But let's get to the unboxing and review part. So the unboxing part's going to be very brief because when you get it, it's just a tiny little package in the mail, kind of like this. And to unbox it, you do just like you do any small thing. You rip it open the top. It's just kind of like a bag of cereal or like a mechanical part. If I can get my fingers in here, I'm kind of holding it out funny. Did I really rip that wrong? There we go. You pop her on open, and they all come on now, come out. And there's a little bit of instructions in there, but they're not super important. And should you order Trigger Devils, these are what you will be getting. Very small little plastic triggers, and what you do with them, and one of the reasons I like them, we're going to use my old regular PlayStation 4 controller first, is they're kind of like Control Freaks, but for your triggers. Now, most of you are familiar with Control Freaks, the brand, the company that they sit on top of your thumbsticks, in the same kind of way that Scuffed controllers have raised thumbsticks. So in a similar kind of way, these guys right here just snap directly on top. I can't quite see what I'm doing because I'm doing it at an angle here. Snap right on top of your controller, and they're good. And we'll do it again on the other side. They just, you hook on the bottom, and you push in on top, and there you go. You now have trigger stops on your PlayStation 4 controller. And while I admit they definitely do look much bigger than normal, I'll go ahead and pop one off. You can see normal, they do the work. So if you wanted to shoot in Call of Duty, you would squeeze in and push this trigger down to a certain point, then relax and let it back up, and you do this motion a lot. However, if you wanted to do that much faster, you would employ trigger stop technology, which makes the amount of distance you need to push it very short. As you can see, you barely have to squeeze this one at all. I mean, it just boom, boom, shot, 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 very fast, and they're quite comfortable. Now, one of the things about the PlayStation 4 controller that many people have problems with is a lot of pro players don't necessarily like the grip on it, and they feel that the triggers are a little funky. I'm going to swap over to my Scuff. These are Scuff compatible. This adds a surprising amount of comfort and additional grip to it. You wouldn't think that it would just because it's so simple, but it does. Now, these are compatible with the older generation of Scuffs, the original Scuff 4PS, but they are not compatible with the Scuff Infinities. I'm going to go ahead and pop these off because the next thing I have to show off is the Drifter branded Trigger Devils. We're going to open them up super quick. We're going to do like the world's fastest and worst unboxing here live. Let's see if we can get it open. Come on now. I can never get this part right because my fingers don't want to find the plastic. Come on. Don't make fun of me, Jessica. So these guys here are brand new. They're roughly the same as the other ones, but they have like a very high quality gel sticker on top, and they're the ones that I'm going to be swapping to for my controller. So I'm going to go ahead and, you got them? Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure, are they labeled? L1, R1. Boy, we are gonna find out live. That we are. There we go. So they're really easy to snap on, like super easy. Just put the bottom hook in, and come on, and we're set. And now the Trigger Devils are good to go, and they're branded on the bottom should I ever flip my controller upside down. Okay, so the final question is, why do you care? What are these things? Why are they worth the money? They're just little pieces of plastic. Do they matter? And the answer is a surprising yes. I didn't always used to be involved in this company. I was just given these by the owner of the company some time ago, and I promised to try them out. And I got kind of lazy about it and I put it off, but then one day I decided, you know what? I'm just gonna snap these little guys right here, right out of my PlayStation 4 controller, and I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna, do an honest YouTuber thing and give it a review. Well, I popped it on there and I played with it for a while, and it was actually pretty good and I liked it, but I didn't think a whole lot of it. And I just kind of left them on and I kept playing with them and kept using them, and they just kind of became a permanent part of my controller to where I didn't really think about it until about 4 months later. I went to one of those Call of Duty DLC capture events. You can see how old this is now. And then finally, I played with the controller that didn't have them on, and it just felt weird. I immediately picked it up. My hands didn't like it. It felt like I was pushing the buttons too hard, too long. They weren't the way I wanted them to be, and I was immediately kicking myself in the head for not bringing trigger doubles. I'm not always able to use Scuff at events, but I definitely could have brought these, could have used them, and it would have made life much more comfortable. And it was at that moment I realized I actually liked the product. It was one of those products that you'll kind of put on and forget about, and you won't know how much you like it until you have to go without it. Kind of like air conditioning, for those of you that have it and don't think about it. When the air conditioner breaks, you're going to be suffering a lot. And it's kind of like that for me with trigger devils. When I don't have them, it feels like I'm suffering a lot, and I do enjoy them. So I would recommend a purchase. I think they're worth it if you play competitive FPS or really almost any FPS on console. There is a code in the description, DRFT. It'll get you a discount, but since I own a portion of the company, there's no payback or sponsorship to me. It's more like a tracking link at that point. And guys, I hope you enjoyed the short unboxing, the short review, and I do hope that some of you give these little guys a try, because I think that you're gonna enjoy them. Drifter out.